So, my name's Joey. As I said, I was looking for a million views, but in a day I got 99, so I figured there's some people out there that want to listen to or accidentally stumbled across my video. So as promised, I'm making a video with more meaningful content. As I'd say a realist, I'm not always in the most positive of moods, so I figured today I'll talk about things that piss me off. Number one, overly positive people. No, don't get me wrong, I like a bit of positivity, I like happy people, but I don't like these people that are constantly positive. Like, unfortunately, I'm not sure. It's been unfortunate to be honest. I have a lot of posh friends, or friends from a very privileged background. And generally speaking, these are the people that try and ram positivity down your throat. Of course they do. Nothing's gone massively wrong in their life. Like, the worst thing that could possibly happen to them is they're only on a quarter of a tank of petrol. Or gas if you're American. So yeah, I don't really like these positive people. I'm always a bit suspicious of when you see somebody walking down the street and they've got a massive smile on their face. Like, you can't help but think, what have you been up to? What have you done wrong? I mean, you're either mentally retarded or you don't quite understand the situation you're in. So, yeah, positive people. Give me a fucking pessimist all day, every day of the week. They're a lot fucking funnier anyway. Like, generally speaking, in British society, it is not normal to be overly positive, or at least to show your positivity and happiness like constantly. If you do that, it's not normal. I get that in America, and you've got more sunshine, so you're going to be a little bit happier all the time, aren't you? But well, we have grey skies, so that doesn't not happen here. Another thing that pisses me off. I'm heavy in the music scene. I like going to raves, free parties, big music events, such like. Well, not so as much now. I turned 30 last week, so yeah, I'm gonna kind of wind down that and start planning for the future, I guess. But yeah, I like my reggae jungle bass line, like break chords, like trap music, stuff that's like kind of spasmodic in its nature and almost can be defined as random, although obviously it's not. So yeah, like there's a bit of variety in each tune itself. I get a lot of people though in my circle of friends that like the techno and the acid techno, these 30-minute, 20-minute tunes that are just fucking for a journey. Yeah, a journey. Psytrance is another one, but at least with Psytrance you know what you're getting into, and nobody ever tells you to wait for the drop. And that's the bit that pisses me off. Wait for the drop. 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 Mate, this fucking when the drop happens, it's never that momentous anyway. And if you're really lucky, a DJ will fuck it up by doing some horrible cuts in it. So yeah, waiting for the drop. That annoys me. Another thing that annoys me. Look up this craze recently. Remember this? This is a cigarette. If we come up this craze recently to be smoking these e-cigarettes, they're pushed down your throat as being healthier. Like, now, I can't see how this is going to be any healthier for you. Don't get me wrong, like average tailor-made cigarette has got 200 known poisons in it, that fit things in it that just totally unnecessary to be there. Rolling tobacco, dangerous, but not as dangerous for you because of less and less like additives. But these e-cigarettes, they're still nicotine, so it's still damaging for you. Except now they're based with an oil, and an oil turns into a vapor, goes into your lungs. Obviously, clearly, if the nicotine's being ingested, it's attaching itself to the air sacs in your lungs, so it's not going to be good for you. And then, yeah, you're basically doing everything I know about pneumonia. You're breathing in a fluid into your lungs. So there's always going to be a residual amount left in your lungs. So surely you are just filling your lungs with liquid. Is that good? Like, when did that become good? Like, that is pneumonia. Obviously, they're quite a new thing, so people don't know the long-term effects. When smoking first came out, especially in the 50s and so on, you were told it was good for you. Like, it was promoted. The word fags comes from the things that for a good smoke. That's what fags is short for. So, yeah, that's going to come back to bite a load of people in the ass, and they're just going to wish, fuck, I wish I had a fag. The price of cigarettes is going up tenfold. Now, bearing in mind the tax on these things what's paying. In England, we've got the NHS. I don't know if you're watching from America, but in England, we have the NHS. It's free healthcare, and these little puppies, they pay for your transplant, your operations, the nurse that's gone through and really rude to you, the little things that you're pissing while you're in bed. Fucking clever idea. I'm a jawbroker not long ago. I don't know if you can see the scar. Yeah, it was quite bad. They'd cut me from down there and across here, and I got scaffolding all in my face and metal. It's the second time in my life I've had my jaw broken in two places. And yeah, I appreciate what the NHS do. I really do. Like, I spent 5 days waiting for the surgery I needed to be done because there was more and more emergencies was going on. Bad time, really. More and more emergencies were coming in, so I kept getting pushed back and back on the queue. Because unfortunately, it wasn't life threatening. Well, I thought I was going to die. But yeah, so I had to wait like 5 days till I actually got the surgery. But I didn't pay anything for that surgery. I didn't pay for any of the care. The nurses were relatively nice to me. The only thing I didn't get is I was on a ward specifically for serious facial injuries and dementia patients. So while the people there need nothing more than just a little rest, a peace and quiet, with screaming old people. I don't get me wrong, I know dementia is an important thing, and it needs like they need care as well. But just don't put them on the same ward as people whose faces are hanging off. You know what I mean? Right. With this guy, wasn't it Mr. Beale? That was it. And he kept flipping back. He was a good ripe old age. He kept flipping back to when he was a kid, or when he was in the Navy rather. So probably when he was a kid, like. And the people of that generation, not out of malice, but they're inherently racist. Like to the point where he was calling the black nurse, who I don't know how she kept her patients. He was calling her darky this, darky that, other cringeworthy things I'm not going to go into. And like all the while, because of the way I was brought up, like obviously I'm not racist. Like I'll make a mockery of different racism, but different races, but I wouldn't do it in any form of. Well, put it this way, I've got a fair few Asian friends. I've got a few black friends as well. I've got a fair few Asian friends, and any Asian jokes I would say, I won't say anything, even if it's in front of a white audience, I won't say it to an Asian one. And as I grew up around a lot of Asian fellows, mostly Pakistanis, Indians, from that region, I know what's going to upset them, so I try and avoid that kind of language. This guy had no holds barred, you know what I mean? And it was painful to listen to, you know. Obviously, you got to remind yourself it's dementia. When you're in a lot of agony, though, it's hard, like, to be, shut up, Mr. Beale, do you know what I mean? Like, fortunately, this is one of the saddest things about dementia as well. His wife, who came to see him every day, he'd forget, he must have had a girlfriend back in the day, that he split with, that he cared about, because he kept flipping back to remembering this girl who left him. And he'd get really upset, and then he'd be like, your wife's my wife's dead. And his wife would turn up an hour or two later. I mean, no wonder he was in the hospital, to be honest, because his dementia was pretty far on. I felt sorry for his wife, and for him to some extent, but, you know, praise be to the nurse, like, and to think, if this was in America, that bill would have been pretty damn high. Although I probably would have got better food in my own room. So, swings and roundabouts. Another thing that annoys me. Right, I was born in 86, 30 now. In case you're watching this in the future, it's 2016. I was brought up when there were no mobile phones. Then they became gradually popular when I was hitting about 13, 14. It was quite common for nearly everyone to have a mobile phone. Although they were black and white. You remember them days? Nokia 5110? Boom. Anyway, those were the days when you were privileged if you had a phone. You didn't, because phones were credit or contracts were ludicrously expensive. You paid every single text. There was no bundle deals or anything like that. And credit was like 12p a message, and it didn't last long if you were constantly on your phone. So you only really used it when you had to, or when you actually had something important to say. The art of communication and conversation was still alive in them days. Towards the end of the 90s and 2000s, I watched conversation just die out. By the time I came to university when I was 21, everybody had a phone, there were colour screens, there were cameras, people taking pictures of their dinner. That's so annoying. If you're one of them people who take pictures of their dinner, you need to have a word with yourself in the corner. give your head a wobble in the mirror, because there's nothing more insulting to the person who cooked your meal than watching somebody take picture after picture and then see the face on you when you think, could this be a bit warmer? This isn't really that nice. Example, on Christmas, with a lot of friends, our parents weren't around, we were a bit old for that, I suppose. So a lot of friends all got together at my friend's house. The mother figure of the group cooked a lovely spread. Everything and anything you could possibly want in a Christmas dinner, cooked to perfection. I know this because I ate it while it was warm. I then watched about 5 or 6, mostly female, I must say, members of the group taking pictures of the dinner, selfies of the dinner, pictures of other people with the dinner, this stage like, look gravy. It was ridiculous. Then, this was the cherry on the top of the cake. She then, I won't mention names, but she then moaned that her dinner was cold. If you just sat down there like the rest of us when it was given to you, it wouldn't have been cold. Obviously, nothing more depressing than a cold roast potato, so it was kind of her own fault, but because she was the nugget taking pictures, she was the one posting, so I imagine anybody that read her post then got the impression that the Christmas dinner was shit, and that wasn't the case. So, just don't fucking do that. The pictures on the menu. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, leading on from that, these people that are like usually like morally superior people, sometimes they're vegetarian, sometimes they're just politically inclined. Like these people that are always glued to their phones. Now, I have one friend who's a vegetarian, quite a moral person. Like, she won't do things that are out and out bad for humanity. Like, or animals. So that's her choice to be vegetarian because she doesn't need to eat meat, and she's a relatively privileged lifestyle in the fact that she can afford to be a vegetarian. A lot of factory animal farming and how stuff like I say cheese, she's like cheese, but like how stuff like that is made is really cool. And to be honest, I could afford to, and if it didn't taste so damn nice, I'd be a vegetarian. I do eat mostly vegetarian meals as well, but like I do try and stay away from like the factory eggs and things like that. I like to look for the natural sort of stuff, even though it's so damn expensive. Like, why is doing the right thing cost so much? I'm doing the extremely wrong thing. Like, it's cheap to be a bad person. If you shop at Primark or America, Walmart, Costco, like, it's easy to go shop at these very cheap places. These cheap places work on the back of slave labour. Apple, like, the places in Apple, the rare minerals that go into making these phones and stuff like that. Like when America and Britain were in Afghanistan, we were bombing the shit out of all the bad guys, so we were told. And we were meant to be all doing it to liberate them and a little bit of oil, why not? Like, on the other side of Afghanistan, there were the Chinese. They were excavating the minerals. There's a lot of natural mineral wealth in there. That's what they used to make their smartphones. Look, our smartphones. They made them very cheap as well. I could whack a massive price tag on it and sell it to you. This isn't rocket science. This isn't conspiracy theory. You can check it up. Check out Chinese death penalty vans. They have vans, quite a few of them, drive around the country administering the death penalty. So you can actually be hung, or killed rather, it's not hung, it's just an injection. You can be killed in China just for being unsuccessful in business. I don't know how many excuses have been made for this, but it's a real thing. Check it out. Like you can be executed for that. And then the criminals that are executed, if their organs are good, they're then sold on. Like there's quite a surprising amount of people that are executed as well. You actually thinking, doesn't it? Like, we got a lot of people there. Like, yeah, it's don't mind if they colour for you for a few extra organs. But yeah, another thing is well documented. The Chinese try and keep a lot of information out with their Great Firewall of China. But it's well documented over there. There's the slave labour and all that shit. Right, and there's been times where the managers of the factory have decided we're not paying you this week. We're not paying you the tiny amount of wage. There's nowhere near minimum wage of any country, by the way. It's tiny. Right, we're not paying you this week. And one better, we're going to lock you up in the factory. They're kind enough to make beds in the top floors of the factory, so it's not so bad, is it? We get our iPhones. Then And after all, like, so many people are glued to these fucking things. Like, really, you got nothing better to do with your life. You know, communication. Like, think of communication like a pie. 100% of this pie, right? 10% of what you actually say, and the content of what you say, is digested. 20% body language, 70% body language, 20% tone. So, 90% of what you're saying, like, it has nothing to do with the words that come out of your mouth. Therefore, BB message, IM message, Facebook, whatever message, text messages, I mean, what you're saying, you're thinking, this is hilarious. They're only getting 10% of what you mean, right? Now, think about that now. Obviously, in a phone call, they're getting the tone, so it's 30%. So, like me talking to you over YouTube, you can see a little bit more. My body language, a bit all this. So, you're understanding a little bit more what I mean. Which means you'll understand the bloody joke when I say it. Right? Unless, like, in text messages you write LOL or do some stupid emoji, like, a lot of things can be misconstrued. I know, no one knows it better than me. One of my favourite openings was, fancy a bum? Obviously, 9 in the morning, nobody fancies a bum. Like, there's people that like being bummed that don't even fancy a bum at 9 in the morning. Like, at 12 midnight or whatever, late on in the evening, it's still, well, it's improbable they're going to fancy a bum. Do you know what I mean? It's not so. So it's obviously a fucking joke. Problem is, well, I'm thinking, this is fucking funny. I send it to whoever, male, female. I'm not gay, but you know, I'm also not prejudiced. So yeah, you send it to whoever. But there's quite a few people more than you think get the ump about it. Well, that's the point. Like, there's so many people who live their lives and text messages and Facebook messages mean so much to them. Like, how many likes they can get. Like, fuck off. Like, basically, whether you like or dislike this thing, leave a comment if you want. If you can be honest, if you've got the time, better to do. If it's negative, positive, either way, I don't care. There's so many comments go by, I probably won't even read them anyway. So it'll just end up an argument between the people commenting, as it usually does. Yeah, like, I'll read them and everything, but I won't take it to heart. I won't get upset about it. It won't ruin my day. I've got thick skin and that. And also, I'm pretty sure every now and then somebody won't mean what has been typed, because you can't possibly mean everything unless you're incredibly literal, which is so rare nowadays. Everyone's got their own agenda, wants to appear to be somebody they're not, so, you know, they never write or say what they really mean. I mean, this is one good thing about YouTube, is you're getting your own selective forms of entertainment. Entertainment might not be the right word on the basis that entertainment actually means distraction. Did you know that, people? Yeah, in Rome, when the Colosseum was all that shit fighting, they developed the concept of entertainment to distract people from their banal, shite lives, to distract you from the fact that there was a massive ruling class, and, you know, unless you were some champion gladiator, there's a good chance that you'll die young, alone, be sold into slavery, if you were pretty raped. You know, your life could be quite well be quite shit. So yeah, they develop entertainment to distract you from this, give you something to talk about, and you know that's echoed through the ages. Now we've got TV presenters who, you know, they may well have started off with the best interest. They may well have started off by wanting to do good and just joy in people's lives, all that kind of shit. And yeah, the TV producers tell them what to say. Gradually, they're losing more and more of their soul, and eventually, you end up just being this puppet for whatever producer. But fuck it, you're getting loads of money. So yeah, that is one good thing about YouTube, is you get to select and people get to broadcast like their true selves or whatever their art form is. And there's been some pretty fucking amazing things on YouTube. So yeah, kudos to YouTube. Once I look across raw censored, and then there will be no YouTube days ahead. I don't want to go on for too long. I don't invest too much of my time into this on the off chance or great possibility that I could actually be wasting my time, and it was just my mum clicking refresh 99 times to make me feel better. If that's the case, thanks, Mum. That is all stuff in case you're wondering. So yeah, get out there, connect with someone, talk to someone, even if it's a bloody stranger. You never know, you might brighten their day. Leave negative comments if you want. I'm not the kind of person that's going to take it to heart. I'm not the kind of person that's going to be bothered. In fact, to be honest, I'm just grateful that you actually viewed my video, and you may well view the next one. If I can hit 100 views, I will post another video. I might do things to cheer me up the next time. I don't know. Why don't you suggest some things for me to talk about? Clearly not shy. I'm sorry for the quality of the video at the minute. Basically, I just don't have the funds to be making a high-end production. Not that I can't, because, believe it or not, I've actually got a degree in animation, a diploma in multimedia, I'm a competent cameraman, video editor, and animator. So really, there's no excuse for my, poor dips, and, well, yeah, all I can say is I'll tell you what, if I get 1,000 views, I'll put my edit into the post-production. As I said before, my name's Joey, nice to each other, talk to a stranger, have a good day. I hate that phrase too, have a good day, because you know what kind of day I'm going to have. What about you tell me, what's so terrible just having it? Tell you what, just try to survive the day. Is it off yet? Oh, right, bye.